We now have in the studio sports writer James Deakin to talk about Formula One and Swiss-Filipino race car driver Marlon Stockinger, the first Filipino driver to be invited to formally test a Formula One car. James, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. My
Do we
pleasure.
have a Formula One driver?
I certainly hope so. And if not, Jing, we are the closest we've ever been to having one. So this in itself, what just happened on Tuesday in Paul Ricard, is already a historic moment for motorsports in the Philippines. You see, Marlon Stockinger has been training for this all his life, and to get this kind of opportunity, it's just incredible. It really is incredible.
How do you find yourself in the door, going towards the seat of a Formula One car and a position on an F1 team? It doesn't happen overnight.
Oh, no, not at all. As we were talking off the air, these things are usually plotted out from the time you're born. Mm-hmm. It's very rare that somebody just stumbles into this. And Marlon has been training since he was just a young boy, around under 10 years old. He was already driving karts. He became a karting champion here, and all of his training was done in the Philippines. He was born and raised here. Despite him looking a little foreign, his mother is 100% Filipina.
Yeah.
Born here, he did the
Is this
karting.
him?
This
is that was
no,
him
that's
in the
me.
car?
Oh.
That's you in the car.
No, that right now. It's just when I look there, it's just me. That's Marlon right there. And it's his birthday today, so happy birthday,
happy
Marlon
birthday, Marlon.
Stockinger.
Where is
22
he?
years old. He's now on his way to Monza, Italy, to race in the Renault World Series. So he is part of the junior Formula One team of Lotus. So there's a development program for young drivers where they get them as young as possible, and then they train them, because it's not just the driving. There's a whole lifestyle around Formula One. They have to learn about media training, physical fitness, even business ethics, etc.
Social development.
Social development. And so he's there right now, and there's only 7 drivers picked in the program at any one time. He's one of them, but he's the only one who's been given this test. And this test was about 350 kilometers around Paul Ricard, which is an official test circuit of Formula One. And aside from this, I should mention that those donuts that you see him doing there are actually part of what he's going to be doing in Manila. So he's going to come to Manila
in May.
In May,
yeah.
Yes, May 3. He'll be here with the Lotus Formula One car. He'll have 2 of them, 2-seater as well, and he'll be driving across from around MOA and also in kilometer 0 as well. So it's a big moment. It's called the Lotus World Roadshow. They're trying to promote Formula One here.
First time in the Philippines.
First time ever in the Philippines that we're going to get a real working Formula One car, and especially driving on our streets. I don't know how that's going to work out.
Filipinos are very big on Formula One.
They are, and I can see it becoming a lot bigger once Marlon actually, well, already what he's done so far should bring it into mainstream appreciation, which will be great for the sport, great for Marlon. He's gotten this far just basically on the support of his family alone, and it was very recently that he had one sponsor come in. Globe Tattoo came in and helped him out, but basically the road Formula One's being paid by his family, so now he needs our support if we want to bring him all the way.
Well, for sure, a lot of people are going to support him. Next question is he going to drive a Formula One car in this lifetime?
Well, he already has, but I guess your question is he
in
going to
F1
compete?
competition? Yeah.
Okay, is he going to compete? I would, if I was a betting man, I would put a little money down. Perhaps not my whole month's salary, but I'd put a lot down on it, because he's young enough. He's marketable. Let's face it, that's quite a big part of Formula One right now. So if it's a choice between 2 guys with similar talents, they'll go for the guy who's more marketable. And being young and good looking, he's got a good chance there. I would say yes. I would say we've got a very, very good chance, because even if he doesn't get picked up by the Lotus Formula One team, which is currently second in the constructors, so it's a top team, they could always just loan him out to one of the junior teams just to give him some race experience, which is what he'll need to be able to compete. Yeah, to answer your question, I think we got a good chance.
Are we developing more drivers locally?
No, not really.
Why not?
We have. It's considered an elitist sport. We have some pioneers in the business, right, who have been doing this. TRS, Tuason Racing. These are structured schools that are trying to get things happening. So there is a program, but it's not nowhere near enough. The only reason I say not is because if you look at the programs overseas, there's such a high priority on this that by comparison, we really need to beef it up. We've already got 2 international racetracks here, 3 if you count the go-kart track, Carmona. So that's a good step. What we need right now is more exposure for the sport, because sponsors will kick in if they get the exposure. It's as simple as that. And I think this May 3 will be a big step towards the right direction because they're going to actually bring it closer to the Filipino, right in their hometown, on their streets, in Luneta. Can't get much closer than that.
Right.
We can touch it, smell it, appreciate it.
Right.
It's not that thing that we see on TV that's in Monaco.
Hear it?
And hear it. You'll hear it from several cities away for sure. It makes a hell of a noise.
What's next in terms of Philippine motorsports? What's the next big step we should be taking?
Well, the next big step is the government, if they could develop that track that they keep talking about in Entertainment City.
Right.
If we could do that, and the government has a firm commitment to invest in it, because it can't be seen as an income-generating project. They have to look at it as tourism, marketing for the Philippines, and that'll cost about $400 million, and don't expect to get that money back sooner or later. But
Right.
look at Sepang, look at India, look at all these China, Shanghai, these places have put themselves on the map because of Formula One. Singapore has become such an incredible, I mean, everyone knows Singapore's night race. That's what we need. We need some firm commitment there. If we see that happening, then we can start to see more people follow in Marlon's footsteps. You'll see more young drivers going in, doing the karting scene, and eventually moving up. And then you'll just see a natural progression from there. If the government commits to it, all the private enterprises will also work around to get the drivers. We've got talent, Jing. I've seen it, and we're naturally built. As in, Filipinos have a natural build for motorsports. I mean,
We're small.
we love basketball, but let's face it, we're more built for that
Right.
type of thing. Marlon being 62 kilograms naturally is the perfect engineer's dream. When he puts him in that car, that means he can put the ballast wherever he wants because Marlon's technically underweight, which is great. And you've seen the way we drive on the public roads. We're gifted. I mean, I've hosted
every day.
Jensen Button here, Formula One world champion. And the first thing he said to me is, man, I've never been so frightened in my life. Every intersection's like first corner of Formula One. They're all diving in, and it's just, it was scary. But I think we've got what it takes. We really do.
Well, wish we had more time. Soon we will. Talk some more about cars and Formula One. James, thanks very much for your time. James
pleasure.
Deakin joining us this morning.